Hello everyone and welcome to another video that isn't a vlog. We are doing it this year. My name is Jess and I am aiming to focus a lot on booktube, reading, a lot of that this year. Sorry if you can hear my heater, the dog is cold and we can't have that. So the heater's on, the dog is sleeping next to me and there's a really dark hallway behind me. Doesn't look creepy in the slightest, does it? So we're going to talk through Buzzwordathon. So I follow a booktuber called Books and Lala, and she has created, I don't know if it's originally from her, but I watched her video saying what Buzzwordathon it's going to be for 2021. So there is a word or a phrase which would be the buzzword for each month of the year. Now it's up to each individual to decide how they're going to do it. So one option would be to pick one book with the buzzword in the title for each month of 2021 and read that book to complete the challenge. Or you can do the first week of each month and try and read as many books as you can with the buzzword in the title of the book for that month. So there are different ways of doing it, but ultimately you've got a buzzword each month, read books with the title in and join the community of the Buzzwordathon. So I'm going to talk through my Buzzwordathon TBR. So for January, I've already done my January TBR and I missed out the Buzzwordathon book. So I've ordered a book. I've got my laptop in front of me because I don't have the physical items to show you some of them, to show you most of them actually. So for January, the buzzword is dream. I really struggled with this one because there's not much on my bookshelf or my TBR with the word dream in the title. So I have chosen to read a book called The Dream Daughter. Now this is by Diane Chamberlain. This book is going to be heartbreaking. It's historical fiction and science fiction kind of combined. It's set in the 1970s. We follow a young woman named Carly who is living in the 1970s. She's dealing with the horrible situation. Her husband has recently died in the Vietnam War. She has discovered she is pregnant and the baby has a heart defect that will ultimately kill the child shortly after birth. So it's about dealing with trying to save this child's life. I'm not going to go much more into it because we've got a lot of books to cover. So I may cry, I may give up on the book, we don't know, but it is rated very highly. That will be my Buzzwordathon pick for January, and I will only be reading one book because I'm already doing a January TBR. So for February, the buzzword is a colour. Now, again, I didn't struggle with this one because there's one book that I've been wanting to read. I was like, yes, that'd be it. It doesn't come out in the UK until June. And that book is called Black Sun. So I'm not going to read Black Sun. Instead, I have ordered a book called Stay Gold. I've only ordered this one and I'm going to carry on reading the books I currently have. I may join in with some book clubs, I don't know, but since February's so soon, I will probably again just be doing the one book. So Stay Gold is by Tobley McSmith, and it's about a teenage transgender boy who is just starting in a new school in Texas, and he's starting it in stealth mode, and there is a cisgender girl who is drawn to him. So that's what that is mainly about. I don't know any more than that, so we'll dive in together. Then we have March. So March is time. So for this one, I do have 4 books on my TBR with the word time in it. Now the first book has actually already arrived. So this will be the first one I pick up, which is all this time, and it's the same authors that wrote 5 Feet Apart, so I can imagine it being slightly devastating. Now I know the main synopsis is there's a boy that loses his loved one, and then he moves away and meets a girl that's also lost her loved one, and it's kind of them connecting over loss, I believe. So tragic and lovely, kind of the author's go-to deal story type of thing. So I'm going to pick that up. It's not too long a book, it's quite a small book, which is great because hopefully I'll be able to read a good few throughout the month of March. So this is the only one so far that I've got a solid copy of. I'm excited for it. Just pop it on the floor. Next, I've got a book on my TBR called The First Time She Drowned, and that is by Kerry Kelter. So, Casey O'Malley has been trying to keep her head above water, literally and metaphorically, since birth. It's been 2.5 years since Casey's mother dumped her in a mental institution against her will. And now 18, Casey is finally able to reclaim her life and enter the world of her own terms. That's all I'll read about that. Excited for it. Again, it's a very highly rated book on Goodreads, so I'm hoping to love it. So that is the second book for March on my TBR, and then the next one, oh no, I've got 2 more. I'm hoping to get all of them by March because I've got a couple of months. So this book is called In the Meantime by Paul Trebley. This collection by Paul Trebley features 15 short stories of fear and paranoia, stories of apocalypse, both societal and personal, and stories of longing and coping. I haven't got many books that contain just short stories, and I want to give this a go, so I will most likely be ordering that book. And then lastly, the next book is The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, who is a thriller author, and I want to read more of his books. I only own one of them, which is Lock Every Door, and I haven't read that yet. So hopefully I'll read that before March, and if I like it, we will get The Last Time I Lied. So those are the 4 books I have on my TBR with the word time in the title. Next we go on to April, which is space related. So, sorry, I just had an email. So Sam had given me The Martian. Right. So my sisters lent me The Martian, which I planned to read in January. However, I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to save that for the month of April. So this is going to be on my reading list for the month of April. And then, excuse me, I've got hiccups. We're going to read a couple of Star Wars books. So we've got episode 1 and 2 that we will read of Star Wars. So, what is with my throat? These 3 I already own. I also would like to read Ender's Game and The Girl Made of Stars. So I've also got 2 on my TBR that I don't own, so hopefully I can get them before April. So Ender's Game is by, oh, a couple of people. So, oh no, narrator. So Ender's Game is by Orson Scott Card. So we're following a guy called Andrew, and he is playing a computer game, simulated war game. He is in fact engaged in something far more desperate. However, he just thinks he's playing a computer game. So that's off the back of reading Ready Player One. That was recommended. So Ender's Game, space related. I'm going to put that in my TBR for the month of April. And then Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake. So Girl Made of Stars, it is about twins, and there is rape related situation involved in this book, so it won't be for everyone. And I mean, it is just about her twin that is accused of rape, so we don't know if he's actually done it. By the sounds of things, I don't believe he would have done it, and there is also some female-female love relationship involved alongside the story. So I want to pick that book up. So I currently have 3, 4, 5 books for space related for April. I don't know if I'm coming down with something. I've got a tickly throat. So next, May. So it's the words house and home for May. So I have three. I have 3 books on my TBR for the words house and home. However, these 3 books, they've been on my TBR all year, and I am really excited to get these books. So the first one is The House on the Cerulean Sea. The House on the Cerulean Sea is written by T.J. Klune, and a magical island, a dangerous task, and a burning secret. So a quiet, solitary life. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records, as a caseworker at the department in charge of magical youth. So he is given a task to go and travel to this orphanage where there is 6 dangerous children. There is a lot compiled into this story, a lot of things that happen. I don't know much more other than that, but this is the one I'm most excited for. This will be the one that I read first. Next we've got Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. So Catherine House is a very gothic kind of novel. A lot of people have said there's not much of a story to it. It's around this kind of, I believe it's a school, and I believe it's a bit haunty, kind of thrilling type of book. Excited for that one. However, with people saying there's not much of a plot, I'm hoping I love it though. I quite like enjoying odd books. Then we've got The House at the Bottom of the Lake by Josh Malerman. Yeah, by Josh Malerman. So it sounds like the perfect first date, canoeing across a chain of lakes, sandwiches and beer in a cooler. But teenagers Amelia and James discover something below the water's surface that changes their lives forever. That book will be my second read, and then Catherine House will be the last one. I'm hoping to get all 3 for May. We've got enough time to gather those books and find them. So we've got 3 books for the month of May. I am going to try and read those 3 in the first week of May, so I'm going to challenge myself a bit tighter with some of them. And it is a challenge, not going to beat myself up if I don't do it. Then we have June. Oh my gosh, my TBR for June is huge because it's a name in the title, but it could be a name or a title for that person. So it could be Mr., Mrs., King, Queen, Duchess, Empress. It could be almost anything. So I do own Daisy Jones and the Six. Daisy Jones, name. This is by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and it's pretty much them just talking through all of it. So you've got, it's almost like written like a script. So I am hoping to pick that one up. Sam also got me this a while ago and I haven't picked it up yet. So this is Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, and it's a female romance book, Laura Dean in the title. So 2 books I already own that I will be reading. However, I have loads on my TBR for this, loads. And it being June, I don't know how many I'll be able to gather, but I have 2 already, which is a great start. So the very first one I'm desperate to read is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This is by V.E. Schwab, and the premise, the synopsis is that she makes a deal with the devil. She lives forever, and what happens is every time she meets someone, as soon as she walks away again, they forget her, like immediately. So it's about her life being forgotten after she meets each person, which is going to be quite lonely. It's going to be interesting. I really want to pick this book up. So that's at the top. The next book I'm desperate to read is called Elatsue, and it's by Darcy Little Badger. How can that be her name? That is the cutest thing ever. So imagine an American very similar to our own. It's got homework, best friends, and pistachio ice cream. There are some differences. This America this America being shaped dramatically by the magic, monsters, knowledge and legends of its peoples. So I do know that this book does kind of, it builds up like quite a lot of suspense, and then it skips to a different time or to a history, a different part, and then it comes back to it. It's got a lot of ghost kind of features into it. I'm excited. That is the next book. Do you know what, I'm just gonna put some images here and not talk about all of them because I have so many I want to read for the name title. So we've also got Felix Ever After, we've got The Empress of Salt and Fortune, The Death of Mrs. Westway, and lastly there is Honey and Issues Guide to Fake Dating. Love fake dating stories. Excited for that. So how many do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I missed out also The Wicker King, which is by the same author that wrote The Weight of the Stars, which I absolutely adored. So yes, we have got a lot of books for June. We will see how we do with that because that's pretty much a whole TBR on its own. July, Last is the only book. Last is the title. I can't even speak. Last is the word that needs to be in the title of the book. So I only have one book with the word last in on my TBR, and it's not even been published yet. It's by the same author of Red, White and Royal Blue, which I rated 5 stars. It was one of my favourite books of 2020. So it's called One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. Anyway, same author, Red, White and Royal Blue. Two females fall in love. It's called One Last Stop. That's all we need to know. It's going to be amazing if it's as good as Red, White and Royal Blue, which was phenomenal. Next we have August, and this one is time of day. So morning, night, midday, it could be 4 o'clock, you know, a time of day. Maybe sunrise, yeah, time of day, nightfall, time of day. So I've got 3 on my TBR for this. One of them is called Night of the Mannequins, and I don't know anything about it really, but I have this strange thing where I quite like mannequins coming to life. Like I quite like that in a story. That really interests me. It's kind of a bit freaky but exciting. Night of the Mannequins is by Stephen Graham Jones. It is a contemporary horror where a teen prank goes very wrong. Yes, I am interested. And then I've got 2 more. One of them is called The Night Swim and one of them is called The Night Tiger. The Night Swim is by Megan Goldin. It's about a female main character. I think her name's Rachel. She owns a podcast, a true crime kind of podcast, and her podcast helps set an innocent man free. And then she leaves work one day and there's a note on her car and they are begging for her help. Exciting. The Night Tiger is by Yangzi Shou. A sweeping historical novel about a Dance Hill girl and an orphan boy whose fates entangle over an old Chinese superstition about men who turn into tigers. I love tigers. Tigers are great. The title sold it to me. I am all for it. I don't own any of those books. Hoping to do 3 in August. August is the month of my birthday. However, I'll probably be asking for all the ones after August, so I own those. So for September, we've got the word dark. I believe there's only 2. Yes, so I've got 2 books on my TBR with the word dark in. So the first one is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I do apologise for this whole video. I'm going to be looking down, which is a bit annoying, but I will end up forgetting what the book's about, what I'm saying. There's so many books on my TBR, it's crazy. this is exploring the psychological dynamics of the relationship between a precocious yet naive teenage girl and her magnetic and manipulative teacher. A brilliant, all-consuming read that marks the explosive duet of an extraordinary new writer. Sam has just got home with the shopping, so it's a bit of commotion. We have How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow. It's a girl called Tiger. Tiger and her mother have been a team from the start, and she loses her mother. So it's going to be another deep, meaning mother-daughter kind of relationship story. So those are my two picks for September. October we have Elements, so fire, air, water, earth, anything like that. There aren't very many rules to this challenge. So the video I watched, Kayla did say you could have things like mountain, I suppose ocean would be one because of water, so things like that. I do have two for Elements. No! Both are fire. So Little Fires Everywhere, which I believe, I don't know if it's a TV show now or a film. So this was a Goodreads Choice Award winning book back in 2017. And this is by Castiel NG. Okay, it seems quite a lot happens in this book and I'm going to find that hard to explain. However, we will explore it together. It revolves mainly around one family, I believe. So Little Fires Everywhere is October, and also Girls of Paper and Fire, which is part of a series. Girls of Paper and Fire is by Natasha Nagan. And then we have November, which has got the word lost. So lost has to be in the title for November. I have been given one book by a client, friend, someone, I cut their hair, that's how I met them. So they gave me this, The Keeper of Lost Things. This is by Ruth Hogan. Again, the word lost is in the title. The other one I have had on my TBR is In Time We Lost, which is by Carrie Hope Fletcher. Luna Lark. Okay, she used to love her name and now people started saying it differently. Oh, I'm so sorry, Luna, are you okay, Luna? And she's fed up of the pity, so she moves to a new town, and it's about her journey on this new town, and I believe it ends up being a romance. So those are my two picks for November with the word lost in. And then December. So December, you can have a day, month or season. So it could be autumn, it could be summer, we could have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can have June, July, August, anything like that. So I've got two books on my TBR. One is Monday's Not Coming, and the other one is three. A Million Junes, Monday's Not Coming, and Summer of Salt. Monday's Not Coming is by Tiffany D. Jackson. So Monday Charles is missing, and Monday is missing, and only Claudia seems to notice. Claudia and Monday have always been inseparable, more sisters than friends. So Monday doesn't turn up for the first day of school. Claudia's worried. When she doesn't show for the second day or the second week, Claudia knows that something is wrong. There we go. So Monday's Not Coming. And then A Million Junes is by Emily Henry. Yes, for as long as Jack, in brackets June, O'Donnell has been alive, her parents have only one rule: stay away from the Angert family. But when June collides, quite literally, with Soul Angert, sparks fly and everything June has known is thrown into chaos. That's exciting. And then Summer of Salt by Catherine Leno. Georgina waits with grown impatience for a tingle of magic in her fingers. Magic that has been passed down through every woman in her family. Her twin sister Mary already shows the ability to defy gravity. But with her 18th birthday looming at the end of summer, Georgina fears her gift will never come. Exciting. So that is everything that falls into the Buzzwordathon categories for the year. That goes for everything on my TBR. I'm sorry this video was all over the place. We've had the heater on, the dogs up and down, the shopping coming in, we've got terrible lighting, I've got something in my eye, my throat is going and I keep having to look down because I didn't have all the books in front of me or all the notes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I've only got 7 out of all those books physically to hand right now. Some of them are on their way and have been ordered, other ones I will get as I go, but I have wrote notes down. I've also got a shelf on my Goodreads with all of the books that I want to complete in the Buzzwordathon. That is a lot of books, however it's great because it gets a lot of them off of my TBR, which is so good. So I'm really excited for that. I am filming a vlog, so if you want to see that, that'd be the next video that's coming, where I'm going to be continuing to read my January TBR to see how I get on, and hopefully, oh no, if my Buzzwordathon book arrives, hopefully, fingers crossed, soon, I will possibly do that as a separate video just so I can put all my Buzzwordathon videos together. Yeah, that's the plan. This is a mess. I'm a mess. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep looking at my screen because I'm getting notifications and it's really distracting. I need to go and have some lunch. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it was a bit wobbly, a bit all over the place, but you get the idea. I will quickly put up screen grabs or images that I create at the end of this video where it will say January, and I'll put my January picks, February, I'll put my February picks, and I'll go through all the months just so you can see which books I'll be reading for each, and hopefully we will be getting it done. Fingers crossed. I'm excited. Goodbye.